Crack on with this. So let me see. I've got so far Rodney Bentcliffe, Mr. Pitkin. We want Blinkhorn. Is that his name? Percival Blinkhorn. Yes. So I'll just put Blinkhorn down. See, most games don't make you do this. Write things down on paper. Remember what I said? Just shoot them all and you'll have the real killer. This is true. We could just throw them all in the charcoal brazier in the bathhouse and, you know, death by fire. Yeah, that's usually how it works, right? Who else do we have? We've got Mr. Garrow, the weird one. The one who's a little bit, ooh, not all there. So Mr. Garrow, and then we've got, I'm just going to put the doorman there. He's not important enough to remember his name. And then we need to track where the key was, so key, and we need to track where, yeah, perfect, there we go, the champagne was. So since I can't spell champagne, I'm just going to put champ and hope I don't think we're talking about the current WWE World Wrestling Championship and who owns the belt. Right, so if I remember my timeline of events correctly, Alchemist. See if I try to say some stuff like that in Chassis Stream, I'm the crazy one. Yeah, but that's the good thing about coming to mine, right, is we can be crazy here. This is where Chassis comes to, you know, let her crazy side out. You're crazy in a different way. We're crazy in the, I think I need to call the police way over here. You're crazy in the, oh my god, I'm having such a good time. This is so much fun crazy. Yo, you are crazy. Okay, you're crazy. I'm not going to argue with a crazy person about whether they're crazy or not. Right. So, let's have a look at Mr. Phillips's dialogues. We've got other things to do after this, but I want to get this timeline done while we're starting it, and then we don't need to fill it all in later. We can go along. You are crazy! Yes. We don't need to go along then and do it all, you know, later. We can fill in little bits as we go. So at the very beginning, my god, it even starts with Sherlock Holmes being, you know, in his own home. Strand Lane Baths. So this is Mr. Phillips. The more you say you're crazy, the less likely you are to believe that you're crazy. Well, that's it. If you were really crazy, would you know? Would you really know? BRB quickly, no problem. Let's see. He came in at 6:30 this morning. That's the information I was after specifically. So, 6:30 arrival. And he opened the baths. Made sure that the room was clean, prepared the towels, the brazier was still burning, so that's when he went into the bath house. So I will put the key, put an arrow towards the doorman saying he opened it, and then opened baths. Okay. Right. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 in the morning. Oh, I should probably put that somewhere. So I'm going to put like 6 o'clock there. The next one can be 7. And then this can be 8. Here can be 9. Well, I don't know what time the murder was actually, but okay. Maybe that's a bit too generous then. I'm just going to make a note. 9 AM meeting. So everybody had to be here before then. We know the bellboy left. The bellboy. The doorman. He's not a bellboy, he's a doorman. Let's move him up in the world. We know he left to go send a telegram to his sister. So that's also when the key was left unattended, and he swears he put it in his desk. And then he couldn't find it when everyone was like, help, 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 inside the bathhouse after the stabbing. So, they had been in the steam room for 20 minutes when you heard shouting. So the murder, we can probably put, I'll do this in red ink. Gotta do it in red ink. Death, blood. murder. So 9:20 thereabouts, roughly. 9:20 a.m. Stabbings occurred and blood leaked out of a man's face. And the door was closed and he couldn't open it. Ran onto the street to call for the police. A constable came up, because that was back in the days when you could shout, "Police!" and there was literally a police officer within earshot. Now you need an app or something to call somebody and they'll get there within like 40 minutes. That's a bad place for blood to leak from. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a good place, but that's one of the least desirable. So the police came and picked the lock. Lestrade came along, told us nothing should be touched. Did you receive any other visitors? Okay, so he gave us the order of arrival by his definition. So Gregory was the first, so that's Pitkin. Doesn't really say when he arrived, so I'm just going to go along. So, arrived. There's 2 R's in arrived, Matt. There we go. So that's arrived. I'll put DM next to it for the doorman's testimony. Then, while we were discussing work details, because he owns the bath, he's his employer, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, then Mr. Garrow followed. So, arrived, DM. I want to see if there's any discrepancies in someone else's telling of this, and it saves me having, if I do this on a little timeline, it's on a piece of paper, it saves me having to go through these conversations and remember things, because I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So arrived, doorman, professed they came together, so I'll put that in there, and together, holding hands, and then Garrow came afterwards. Arrived according to the doorman. What happened after that? Waited till they'd all into the steam room and returned to the hall. He lied. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything. You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room. Certainly, sir, these doors make a lot of noise. How many people have keys to the steam room? Just the one. Sir Gregory gave it to him. So we can infer that he gave it to him like days ago, you know. He's entrusted him with the key. Didn't give it to him that morning because he said he already opened the steam room and then Sir Gregory showed up. So this morning you opened the steam room and then I put the key inside my desk. When they called for it, I could see it had disappeared, but I don't know where it is. Did you leave the baths at any time and receive visitors? Sorry if you go quiet from time to time, have to have the Patrick Stewart Moby Dick playing on the TV. Oh, cool. No problem. Yeah, lurk away. I'm just going back over old ground from yesterday to remind myself, not yesterday, from, God, Friday. That was the last time we played this game. See? Memory. Old man, going, grey hairs. Every grey hair is another memory seeping away out of my skin. You're not telling the truth. You left work this morning and went to the post office and you dispatched a telegram around 7:30. Okay, so we can go left 7:30. So someone in Manchester left the bus at 7:20. So it was only 7:20 he left. 7:20 he left. So I guess we could say he was back by 7:40. Probably still before Mr. Pitkin showed up. Okay, well this is all wrong now because that's whatever. I haven't left lots of gaps here. I'll just put a note. Arrived. Well, I mean, I've already got that note. That's fine. Doesn't really matter why I was gone. Away for 20 minutes. Yep, there we go. 7:20 to 40. Closed the bath on his way out. Did you receive a reply from the sister? Wasn't meant to. Did you check to see if the key was returned to your desk? No, he didn't. Don't tell the police or Sir Gregory would give him the sack. There's a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there? There is. Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe it's important? So, he would have noticed somebody carrying that in, surely, right? You know, a bottle of champagne in a blooming tub full of ice in an ice bucket. Somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I'm unscathed. Where does the corridor leave? To the frigidarium, the cold room. Oh, that was after the cave-in, right, okay. That was in the hallway. So we can't really put anything together from the timeline from this. We did find that we scraped up some of the blood from the corpse to test it. We found the key under the blood, underneath the body. Doesn't mean anything though, somebody could have tucked it there. There's the evidence room. The guy thought we were tampering with evidence, which we weren't. We were actually uncovering a note stating that Bentcliff thought he was onto something very groundbreaking. Right, so Blinkhorn. Let's see. Let's see if he agrees with the doorman. He'd met Sir Rodney in Egypt. He seemed to have some kind of admiration for the guy, but he also came and took over his work. But it saved his work as well, so pride versus academic, you know, curiosity. So he only goes straight into we entered the steam room, we sat down, the steam was dense, couldn't see much further than what was in front of him. He heard Garrow shouting, they all ran for the door. Was very alarmed by this point. The door was stuck with the steam. Barely able to see my own feet. Do you believe Garrow killed Sir Rodney? No, he wouldn't harm a fly. That's irrelevant. Yesterday we had a small argument. Sir Rodney informed me he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me quite the opposite and aggressively. So he told him to come with him, then he told him not to. He was like, no, you don't get to come. The ring that Sir Rodney had was from the campaign in Egypt. It was shoddily repaired. Apparently Garrow did that. Garrow says he's been complaining about visions. He was keeping an eye on him because he was worried. So yeah, I guess these guys were friends. He said his research was progressing rather well, but we know it wasn't because Pitkin was ready to fire him. And then Sir Rodney's arrival calmed things down. Did you place a bottle of champagne in the changing room? No, I did not. That's interesting. If Blinkhorn arrived with Bentcliff then, and Bentcliff, let's we were to assume Bentcliff was bringing the champagne to mark the occasion, you know, and tell them something fantastic had happened, he would have said, oh, no, Sir Rodney brought that. Interesting. So either Rodney Bentcliff didn't bring it, or Blinkhorn brought it and he just lied. Gotta think about that one. Let me make a note there. So the champagne. There. So he did not put it there. That's Blinkhorn. I'm going to put a line to that in green. The Blinkhorn said he didn't put it there. Okay. I'm willing to believe that Pitkin definitely arrived first. I don't remember him talking about the order of visit. I don't think any of them did. We never asked any of these guys, who did you arrive with and who was there when you arrived, to try and pick this story apart. These are the kind of things that Sherlock Holmes would have asked, and they're not options, which this irritates me about this game sometimes. And Pitkin thought that Entcliffe had another dig going somewhere, like he had another job going on at the time. But it wasn't really his business. I mean, he's allowed to. So Blinkhorn, he wasn't impressed with him. So Rodney changed his mind. And his work was promising. It was good for the Bath's publicity, and he changed his mind. He thinks Sir Rodney placed the champagne in there, though. That's why I was thinking along those lines. Because I don't know if it's relevant, but, you know, it might be, right? So... Right. Thinks Rodney brought it. So... Kim thinks Rodney brought the champagne, which Blinkhorn didn't actually say one way or another. He just said, no, I didn't bring it. Garo, I'm just going to go right to the bottom and look for the champagne question. No, okay, so not much we can do with that. Right then, let's figure out what we need to do next. Find the missing weapon that was used to kill Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. What important discovery was Sir Rodney about to make? So this could be something we have to figure out from deductions. I believe as well we can test the blood. We can search the archives for whatever remarkable year. You know, Rodney Bentcliffe apparently said that Egypt 1893 was a remarkable year for his work. So what was that? Was it in the news? Was there something important? Perform an analysis on the metal found in the brazier. Yes, that lump of silvery-looking metal. And the sample of dirt from Rodney's fingernails. Okay, that's why we're here. That's why we're in Holmes's place. Let's actually... Hey, Toby!
On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
You know, Watson always sitting on dogs. He's got a problem with that guy, it tells you. Search for Sir Bentcliffe amongst the archives. Probably going to be in newspapers, right? 1893. You sit on your dog all the time? You monster. Yeah. I think a lot of people, though, it's like you sit on them or you step on their tails and it's like, oh, didn't see you there. Yeah. Mainly because he's an arsehole that steals your spot and doesn't move. It's just like, I'm going to sit on you if you don't move. Fine, okay, I'm going to sit on you. Squish. Ah, now you're moving. Alright then. Okay, so, East Africa Company, Bentcliffe's mummy. There it is. What does his mother have to do with this? And that is how it goes, yeah. It's the standoff, isn't it? It's like, are you going to move? No? Alright, fine. I'm going to sit anyway. We'll see what happens. Let's see who wins. My butt or your skull. The great excavation in Aswan, I think, was it Aswan? Aswan. Has taken over 3 years, so Rodney Bentcliffe directed the archaeological work. A mummy was found with a nucleated eye. Ooh. and posed in an unusual position. The right hand was tensed as if reaching out for something or to someone. The mummy was buried upright. She has been named the Desperate Mummy due to her... That's like the worst Scooby-Doo episode name ever, by the way. Scooby-Doo and the Desperate Mummy! Your butt always wins, the butt is powerful. Is it like Cartman's butt? How can we defend against a butt that mighty? Due to a very peculiar characteristics. Nearby could be read in Latin, by the eye he was punished, for he saw what he was not... so he saw he was not worthy. So it's like Thor. He was not worthy. The mummy is believed to be a Roman rather than an Egyptian, as some symbols found in the tomb are common with Mithratic mysteries. Well, this is a Roman bath, and we have a guy with a missing eye here. Interesting. By the eye, he was punished, for he saw he was not worthy. Your butt has more class. Of course.
Here it is.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
You're not worthy. Odin came and removed his eye because he wasn't worthy. Alright. So... that's interesting. Rodney Bentcliffe was stabbed in the eye. Did somebody judge Rodney Bentcliffe not worthy? It's got to be somebody with an archaeological heritage as well, like a background in it, or at least, you know, in the studying field, right? Let's analyse that dirt. Oh, this might be, yeah, okay. Pitkin thinks Rodney Bentcliffe had another dig site, and maybe we'll find out what part of London the dirt comes from. Okay. Set the focus. Oh, Jesus. Aha. Selenite.
Selenite.
Yes, I just said that, Holmes. I told the people. Pyrite?
Pyrite, otherwise known
Fool's
as Fool's
Gold.
Gold.
I had a big lump of that when I was a kid. I was like, look at this. It's like gold, but it's not. Anything else? We've got selenite, pyrite. There it is. Come on. White clay.
White clay particles.
He was making pottery.
Interesting. According to the colour and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to.
Someone with a lot of clay. White London clay is the purple area, so that's there. St Albans.
The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St Albans.
What about his blood? Aside from the fact it's
Let us
not in his body
analyse this
anymore,
blood sample.
what's wrong with it? Anything?
This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface.
Ooh.
I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
A pipette? Can't I just grab the bottle and just tip it on? More is better, right? Okay, fine.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
You had watery blood? I mean, we did scrape it up off of the tiles of a steam room that had been cooled down. So there's going to be water residue all over those tiles, right? Right, the metal.
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier.
But this was a
It appears
lump
to be
of metal
silver,
inside
but
the brazier.
I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color to match the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver.
Okay, so that's a current silver coin, right? So what do we need to do? A pipette and acid, I guess now. So we'll do a drop on the coin. It goes with sort of a red colour.
The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver. Britannia silver quality.
So this is melted coins, probably. I mean... You know, I don't think that the silver coins you get are actually silver. I think they're tin. With usually a copper core. Alright.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Ugh. Okay, she's still there.
What should we do next, Holmes?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the detective. Oh, wait, no. I'm the detective. Let's have a look at my deductions now. Can we put anything together? We haven't actually put any of these together yet. So, inside the brazier was... Huh. Okay, none of those are going to match up, I don't think. Champagne. Does he have very liquid blood because of the champagne? Let's just stick all these together. Oh, there we go. That went... had been melted in the brazier. So an item of silver. Okay, we also have this. What could Sir Rodney be hiding at? Oh, why would Sir Rodney be hiding anything? Could his discovery be the motive for the crime? Find out where Sir Rodney was several days before his murder and uncover the precious secret. Well, we found the dirt under the fingernails from a different part of London, so we know we need to go to St Albans for that. Let's see what else we've got. Effective arrival, liquid blood doesn't work together. Stolen notes. The strange wound with the very liquid blood then. Okay, that works. The presence of water is due to the humid atmosphere caused by steam, but would it permeate the blood? Presence of water in the blood is an unexplained clue and must be linked to the murder process. Okay. Well, let's go with that for now. That seems more interesting. So was Blinkhorn interested or humiliated? Well, these aren't going to stick together to anything yet. That narrows it the fuck down quite a bit. It does. It does. Okay, I don't think any of these are linking together anymore. So we should go check out this other dig site, maybe. You know what I would like to do, though, is to test that silver coin from the evidence room. With this, I remember there being something about how Sir Rodney Bentcliffe, let's have a look at the notes.